I decided to show up.
And I put her straight to work, didn't I?
Yep.
So
We picked all that was ready to pick.
anything that was remotely close. Oh, by the way,
I just felt the raindrop.
welcome back, y'all. Did you?
Yeah.
Well, we may get rained out before we do anything, and if we do, that is 100% okay with me. I'm not complaining.
Okay.
We do have a really good chance of rain moving in late this evening, through today, tomorrow, and according to my phone, about every day this coming up week.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got a lot planned in the garden. I feel the rain now too. It's like really light. I got a lot planned in the garden today. Don't mean it's all gonna get done. I got goals. I'm not sure I'm gonna meet them all.
I need to go through and clean my tomato plants.
You're gonna pick everything.
Yeah, I need to clean them.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting behind.
Yeah, and they're falling off.
Yeah.
I'll show that here in just a second. But I think, so like my goal today is getting the pea patch cleaned up. There is some more green peas out there, y'all, but we're done with them. We've gave peas away. We've canned peas. How many peas did you end up canning this year?
40 pints.
40 pints.
I told Andy, I said, if we keep on, he's going to have to build me another shelf down there. I'm running out of room.
You know, you've got a lot of people asking to show your pantry. I think here before long.
Maybe at the end of the summer. I meant to do it last year, and I never did.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Here before long, I think it would be good to show because it's getting full.
That I've used 250 can lids.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
250 canning lids so far this season.
Yep, that's counting all the jelly and everything, but yeah.
And we're not done yet. Wow.
Yep, I was counting it up last night. That's how much I've used.
Cool. I just saw something over there. Look at that bean running up that corn plant.
Is that a bean?
That's them. It's got to be one of them wax beans.
Oh, that's something I got to do today.
Yeah, we noticed we got some wax beans over there that need to be picked.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to trying those, seeing what they're all about. I guess we'll be eating those fresh, won't we?
Yeah.
Anyways, I want to try to get this cleaned up. Plant the flowers I was telling y'all about what I wanted to plant, because we're getting to that point, like, it needs to be done now if it's going to beat frost.
Our first frost date is usually around the middle of October.
Yeah, and if my predictions are right, it's going to be earlier than that. But we'll see. Maybe it'll come normal time. So anyways, I guess this is the part where I go my way and she goes her way, because we've got so much out here in the garden we'd like to get done today.
I seen some more peppers on the gypsy
There you go.
plant.
You was looking for peppers. Will those work for your salsa?
Yeah, but somebody said make them like I do to poppers, that they make really good like stuffed peppers. And just you can save them till they get red.
That would be good.
So I'm thinking about doing that.
Okay.
With those. Anyways, all right, I better get my pan.
Before we really get into it, y'all, we had a viewer, and I thought it was the most interesting comment, said their red snapper tomatoes were doing great. However, they were falling off prematurely. Look at this. So are ours. First time ever seen that.
Yeah, I mean, that's never happened before. We've planted these for 3 or 4 years.
And never have we had tomatoes just fall off the plant. And this had to have been what happened to these, because we didn't pick them.
There's some on the other side, too.
I mean, and they're pretty tomatoes, especially that one. But evidently, they just fell straight off of that tomato vine. Yeah, I see them over there on the other side. So there you go. I don't know the answer to that one.
This never happened to us either.
It's the first, and honestly, I thought it was quite strange when you commented that. But then this morning, just noticed that we had the same thing. So that's pretty interesting there.
And then I'm going to show you just real quick why we plant so many heirloom tomatoes. First example, brandywines. Brandywines we usually actually don't have that big an issue with, but
Not this year.
this year it has been terrible. We had brandywines all down through here. But my black creams, so y'all remember we planted, what, 4 or 5 black cream plants?
Mm-hmm.
So I have to plant that many if I want
One tomato.
If I want black cream plants.
Look at this.
But this one right here, for whatever reason, I mean, it's dying off on the bottom, but I have gotten a lot of tomatoes off of this one little plant right here, and he's still putting on tomatoes. Look.
Yep. If you were going to save seeds from a tomato,
it would be this
that one would be, well, it'd be the only one we had the choice.
Well, should I do that?
You might ought to. Might not be a bad idea. I don't know. Being they're this close to other tomatoes, they potentially cross-pollinated, but
I mean,
that ain't gonna hurt nothing. Not for us, it won't. But you got a beautiful black creme in there.
I've gotten some nice ones because look, they're not even naughty and ugly. This one, I've gotten several that are like actually pretty tomatoes too.
Yep. And so, in case you don't know, and it may not be like this everywhere. I may be wrong, but I think the farther north you go, the less problem you have with disease and stuff like that because it's not near as humid. Here, humidity and stuff, like it makes the perfect breeding ground for disease. And heirloom tomatoes, and I know like even farther down south, like it's even worse than it is here.
Yeah.
But we don't treat our tomatoes for anything for disease. And so 9 times out of 10, these heirlooms, for whatever reason, they just do not have very good disease resistance, and blights and wilts and all that stuff will just wipe them out.
Yep. I told you, that's why I plant so many, so I can at least get a couple of.
Mm-hmm.
But the black creams, and the reason we even bother with planting them is they're just a really good eating tomato. They have a really great taste, but they're like I don't plant them to can.
No.
If you want something for canning and stuff like that, this would never. Well, you can see there's one ready there, but these have still got a while. This one's ain't even no tomato to it, and
no.
So definitely wouldn't recommend if you're gonna be putting up tomatoes. But to have one to eat on here and there, boy, they sure are good. They got a good taste, and we've planted Cherokee purples in the past, and I think, in my personal opinion, I think these are better. They're just not a very tough plant. Right. And then Greg and Sheila bought us a tie-dye tomato.
We may try those next year.
And it was really good. Those were really good eating tomatoes too. But she said they're the same way, like you
might get one or two
here and there, yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, that's enough on the tomatoes, I guess.
Yeah, most of your heirlooms are indeterminates too, so they just put off a tomato here and there anyways. It's not like you get big clusters of tomatoes like you do with a determinate tomato. Like our Mountain Prides, they make good canning tomatoes because you get a whole cluster or whole limb full of tomatoes at the same time, where this...
Yeah, you get 5 or 6 ready at the same time.
This, you just get one ripe one, and then you have to wait on the rest of them to ripen.
Yeah. Like I said, they're good if you want to make a sandwich here and there.
Yeah. It's your treat. There.
Yeah, there you
go. If you actually had a crop of these do really good and you got a bunch of them, you probably wouldn't even like them anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they're such a treat.
Yeah. But now where you're just like, oh, right, I got one I can eat. Yep. Like, it's a treat then. I don't think our rain lasted long. It looks like the sky's lightening back up.
Yeah, but it's awfully humid out here.
Yeah, it is. The humidity has definitely moved back in this morning. That's okay, because I really want some rain. So I hope the weathermen are right. Anyways, we got to get to work.
Mm-hmm.
And just like that, the peas are gone. In some ways, it's kind of heartbreaking because as I was mowing, I seen peas that we missed that were ready to pick. But at the same time, it's more like a bittersweet moment because you're like, they're gone now. I'm done. I was somewhat undecided on how I was going to till up this ground, if I was going to use my walk-behind tiller or the tractor tiller. After seeing it though, and that's kind of what I expected, I think I'm going to try to get my little tractor in here with the little tiller because there's just so much of that right there laying on the ground. This part right here wouldn't be bad because it's just grass. This part right here with all those pea vines, that would just, even though they're chopped up from the mower, they would just wrap around the tiller tines and it would become a nightmare. So I think I'm going to get the tractor tiller in here and prep all this up. And for whatever reason, I guess that tractor tiller spins so much faster than the walk-behind tiller that they'll still wrap around the tines, but it's not an issue where it is with the walk-behind tiller.
Well, I've gotten behind on my tomatoes. Well, I say behind, it's not really behind. They're just all ripening quickly. So I just want to get all of them picked today. Don't know if I'll do anything with them today, but at least they will be inside and available when I want to do something with them. I'm back out at the Mountain Prides again, where y'all saw me in the last video. I'm gonna pick them clean. Anything that's orange or anything, I'm gonna go ahead and pick through them. Uh-oh, that's one I missed. Here, chickalickins. Whew. Yeah, see down in there? See the difference between that and the black crims? Look at all them, they're ready. Apparently I've missed some. Hey, Cookie. There she goes. raised beds clean. And keep in mind, I just picked these about 2 days ago. Something like that. That ain't too bad. 'Tis the time of year for tomatoes. And we've been blessed with a really good harvest so far this year. If I don't get no more tomatoes, it has been a good tomato year. So, I gotta head out to the garden now. Looks like Andy's out there. I may go pick them wax beans so I don't get run over by the tractor. I may wait on those tomatoes till he gets done. But let's go pick the wax beans.
I honestly did not expect this area right here to work up as good as it did with all that residue I was having to work in. That looks good. So before we go any farther though, I'm gonna tell you my plan. We have decided we're gonna put in one more row of October beans right there. It's kind of a last minute decision. But we decided we wanted to try it just to see if we can make them before frost. And the rest will be the flower patch that I've been talking about. I've got zinnia seeds, I've got some cosmos seeds, and I also have some soybeans I'm going to put in with it. That way I've got a little bit of a nitrogen fixer in there as well. But I'll show you all that here in a few minutes. I do need to run over this, even though probably on camera it looks like it's ready to be planted. I do need to run over this with my walk behind tiller really quick just to smooth it up. Out there on that end, I've got some tire tracks that need to be worked out of it. I mean, with the limited space I got in here, I did the best I could. This strip right here is probably all right, but I think I'll go over it with that walk behind tiller to smooth up that. I mean, I'm not really going to be tilling. I'm just going to basically be running over it really quickly just to get the ridges and stuff out of it. And then like that right there where the tiller left. But yeah, that looks nice. I'll get this thing fixed up here in a few minutes and then we'll get to planting.
Before I step out to the garden, the fig tree caught my eye. I need to check and see how my figs are looking. I got a few early, super early ripe ones. They're not usually ripe that early if y'all saw that video. They were on this younger, smaller fig tree. You can see they're getting there though. I don't see any brown ones. Oh, these are starting to turn. Look at there. I love figs, but figs are one of those kind of things. You either love them or you don't. They have an odd texture. If you're not ready for it, it kind of takes you off guard. But oh, I just love to eat them fresh. They're extremely sweet. So you really have to fight the bugs and the critters for them. Like that one, I about let it go too far. Yep. Now that one would be good if you want to make like preserves or something. Very sweet. Very, very sweet. Where did that come from? Look at these figs on the ground. Apparently there were more ripe than I thought. That is such a pretty flower. I'm gonna have to ask Andy where that came from. We didn't plant that. Where it come from? What kind of flower is this? Why have I not seen this? Andy!
What?
Come here. Come tell me what kind of flower this is.
That one coming up in the mulch?
There's one over here, but there's one right here. What is that?
I don't know.
Ain't it pretty?
Well, so up there, you know where we had potatoes last year?
Yeah.
Those things come up all in that field.
Oh.
I don't know what they are. That's the only place I ever saw them until they came up here.
Well, they're so pretty.
I have no idea. I mean,
So it's a weed.
yes, I guess you can consider it a weed.
What's a pretty weed?
I'm going to assume they're a little on the invasive side, though, because that field up there, right before we tilled it up, me and Jacob planted in peas, it's covered in them. I mean, it would have been beautiful, but
Interesting.
yeah, I don't know what they are. I've never seen them until they started seeing them in that field up there. And for whatever reason, now they're here.
Well,
They're over there too. You
Oh.
got 3 over there. I swear, I think they was something. I mean, I'm not one that usually accuses mulch of anything, but I swear I think they were in that mulch that we brought from up there. I wonder if seeds didn't come out of that field and blow over into our mulch pile,
Oh.
and that's where they came from.
Well, they're pretty.
They are pretty. That's why. That's why I left it. Look, you got seed right here. See them? There's a bunch of little seeds in that pod.
Oh yeah.
They somewhat resemble, the bloom resembles like a miniature hibiscus bloom, but the plant looks nothing like a hibiscus.
Well, look, the figs are upon us. Look on the ground. I didn't even realize
Oh my goodness.
they were starting to get ripe. I got behind.
I see some ripe ones over there.
I done eaten some. Look up in there. How am I supposed to pick them?
I see several up in there,
I know.
but they're all way up yonder.
Yeah. Well, the wife just ate all the ones that were reachable. So
Of course she did. You're like a deer. You browse on what you can reach.
All right. That's
well,
all. I just want to know about them flowers.
That's what I'm gonna start calling you, is the deer.
Oh my goodness.
You just browse.
That's right. You say yes, dear.
You browse on something all the time, but only as high as you can reach it.
Let's see what we can find. Look into there. We planted these because I've heard Danny and Wanda over at Pecan Grove talk about them a lot. I've never eaten any, so I want to try them. Cherokee wax beans. So I'm going to cook them like I cook green beans, I guess. Maybe I should look at one of their videos. They're cool looking.
Well, I went ahead and made myself another job. I need to get out here and hoe this corn now too. That's the corn y'all saw me fertilizing just a few videos back. It looks pretty good, but we need some rain on it to really make that fertilizer start working. But anyways, this is ready. I've went over it and just run over it back and forth extremely fast, not even really tilling, more or less just like scattering. But it's ready. I'll plant my row of October beans right across there, and from about right there down will be the flowers. And before anybody tells me, yes, I know, trust me, I know the jets need to be cleaned in the carburetor on this tiller. It is so annoying, and that's going to be done sooner than later because it's getting to the point it's just it's annoying.
Well, I got us enough to eat on there. They're pretty, ain't they? Look how pretty them are. Yep, I'll figure out how to cook them. I believe that's enough for a mess, but I do think I'll fix them just like I do green beans. Let them cook for an hour, hour and a half. Put a little bacon grease, plenty of salt and pepper. Can't go wrong, I don't feel like, with any kind of beans cooking them that way.
So, can y'all see that line of trash right there? That's all grass, but it is tilled up and loose. I'm going to plant my row of October beans just above that, so I'm not running that planter there through trash because it'll clog up and be kind of aggravating. So it'll go right there. That'll give me plenty of room to walk and keep tilled in between the tomatoes here. And from like right beside them, that row of October beans this way will all be flowers plumb up to the corn. Here's my seeds. There is my October beans. The Supremo beans from Hoss. That's the ones we use. Lots of people ask about these beans. That's them right there. We got a brand new unopened pack. Then my zinnia mix, which is the same mix I planted up the road. I've got a real small pack of Cosmos, which that'll be more than enough for what we need. And then here's my soybeans, even though that does not say soybean. This is a soybean. I'm pretty excited about these. However, you see that? 82 days to maturity. Unless we have a late fall, most likely, or a late frost, most likely these will not make beans. And that's okay. They'll still produce some nitrogen and stuff that I can add back to the soil. And I don't know if y'all can tell or not by all these little these little water pellets running down my face. But that humidity is kicking. It's gotten warm out here. So I'm going to be running the lima bean plate this time. I don't think I've ever used that plate for these October beans, but I'm going to see how it works because the big bean plate that comes with these Earthway planters is just not quite big enough. Right there, they are. They look just like a big Pinto. And just to be clear, if we make October beans, if these zinnias bloom, we're going to be lucky because I have a feeling I'm really pushing our growing season here. But, you know, you just don't never know until you try, and you never know when that first frost is going to come. If it comes a few weeks late, we got it. If it comes a few weeks early, most likely we don't have it. I think I'm gonna go back and do that again because it's so much trash in there. I had to skip spots.
I got
Now the planter's locked up. There we go. get them root balls like that right there. Look at that. There's that. Oh, them some nice ones, ain't they?
Yeah, they are. Red snappers.
Them old red snappers, they some good ones. Except when they fall off.
Yep, except when they fall off. They fall off because they're so darn heavy, I guess.
Maybe that's part of it.
Because they're like dense. They're heavy.
Yeah, that's probably part of it. My daddy's always growed soybeans. He grows them for hay. But I ain't never growed none of these like this. Yeah, these look a little different than your typical soybean seed. They're bigger and greener. A regular soybean seed is more yellow colored. But these, I mean, I'm probably not going to eat them, but these you can harvest the pods off of them and eat them like a regular green pea. We probably won't. I just want to plant them just for the fun of it. But yeah, I just wanted to show y'all those because I think that's pretty cool. So if you wanted to eat, they're called Chiba Green Organic Edamame. I guess that's how you say that. But it's pretty much a soybean. When it comes up and grows, it's going to look just like a soybean plant. If you wanted to grow some kind of soybean or something in your garden, maybe reminisce on your childhood of somebody growing soybeans, I think this is a good one. We're going to find out anyways.
There's all the tomatoes from out in the big garden. Actually, considering how terrible most of the plants look, these are from the ones that are still kicking, and they ain't too shabby, is it? Look at that. That's a tomato sandwich tomato there. I'm gonna just quickly check my pepper plants. I don't think I have a ton ready or anything, but I'm gonna quickly look through them. I hear bees are working out here. Let's see.
All right, so all the seeds are out there. I got pretty good coverage of zinnias. The soybeans covered pretty good. Cosmos not so much. I didn't have very many seeds, and I opened that spreader up a little bit too hard, and most of the cosmos are on this end, and that's okay. So we have a row of October beans and then flowers on the rest of it. I do have the flowers and stuff planted on the thick side, which is on purpose because it is going to also serve her as a cover crop. So I need that stuff to be thick. And so how I'm going to work these into the ground, you see I have the plow, the drag, or whatever you want to call it, up. And then I also have the wheels folded where they're not going to be giving me any resistance. And I'll just run over all this and just let those tines just pretty much stir up the soil and just barely cover those seeds up. And let me say real quick that is one thing I love about this front tine tiller here, is when I go to till, you can set it to where you don't have any resistance at all, and you can just basically scratch the ground instead of pulverizing the ground. And this front tine tiller works so good around tight spots. This garden up here is tight. I don't have room to turn around at the end of the rows. My big Troy built walk behind tiller just simply don't work good in this garden because you've got to have room at the end of the rows to turn around. This, I can turn it around on a dime. know lots of people talk junk about a front tine tiller, and there's a very good reason for that. But I love mine, y'all. But I do need to give it some love and clean those jets out. Well, that is complete. This is going to be interesting to see if we make anything between now and frost. That worked good on all the seeds except the soybean seeds. I still got several of them laying out that the tiller didn't quite cover up. But everything else looks like it buried it pretty good. If we get any kind of decent amount of rain, it'll be fine anyways, I think. And look at there. There's a pea seed. So I'll probably have some more purple hull peas coming up in amongst all this too, because there was some dried pea hulls on those plants. So yeah, there'll probably be some of that coming up as well, which will be fine. That also is a nitrogen fixer. So anyways, other than hoeing those rows of corn over there, work in this garden is done, and it is ready for some rain. I just finished hoeing this corn, and I want to show y'all something, because I think I messed up. See how there's corn there, but then there's nothing. Corn, nothing, corn, nothing. And then that corn looks a little rough. Look at its leaves. See that? The day I fertilized this, there was no missed corn. I mean, maybe a spot here and there, but there wasn't none of this. Well, let me show you something. See that one, how it's all wilted and it looks kind of pitiful? Same for that one. Looks all pitiful looking. And that one probably ain't gonna pull out of that. You know, I was anticipating quite a bit of rain right after I fertilized this. And I think what happened was I put the fertilizer down. We only got like a half a tenth of rain, which was just enough to melt that little bit of fertilizer that was still laying on top. I believe it burnt my corn up. I honestly can't say that I've ever in my life burned up corn. I have fertilized corn to the point where you can see the leaves and everything turn yellow and they like crinkle up, but then they always grow out of it. I've never, I guess you would say, killed corn by over fertilizing it. But that's really the only thing I can think of that happened here. So I'm just a little bit on the disappointed side. But I think it's what happened is it just enough rain to melt it just enough that it was laying there on top of the ground and it's burned up this corn instead of getting enough water to actually incorporate it down into the soil. And so, once again, while it's definitely thicker than the first patch of corn was there, I mean a lot thicker, I've got another hippity-hoppity stand of corn, and I think this time it's on me. Oh well, it's just one of those things, but I am a little bit disappointed about that. Anyways, y'all, it's lunchtime. I'm going in to eat. Well, We just got done eating lunch. Boy, it was good too.
Yeah, we had some leftover roast that y'all actually saw me fix on the last video. And crowder peas.
What else did we have?
I fried me an egg.
That's right. I had cheese sticks.
I ate a cut up tomato.
I had some of them homegrown cheese sticks, y'all know.
We went out here and picked them before I cooked them.
Yeah, we picked them out of the garden too.
Picked them out of the food line.
I think we got about the rest of the evening without any rain. The sky don't look like rain just yet. Radar don't show no rain, but it sure looks like it's coming.
Yeah.
I hope it is. We need some good, long-lasting, slow rain. I don't know if that's what we'll get or not. But anyways, well, we appreciate y'all spending the morning with us. I guess we're going to get on with the day. I got to mow. I got to go up here and help a neighbor work on a well. And who knows what else I'll probably get into before the day's over with.
Well, my entire kitchen table is full of tomatoes. So, I guess that
You're going to be working tomatoes.
answers what I will be doing the rest of the day.
Yep. But anyways, y'all, we're glad y'all joined us.
Thank you so much for watching and spending some of your time with us. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you might have learned a little something. Till we see y'all on the next one.
Y'all have a good one.
Have a good one. I think I'm going to go take a nap. That's what I'm going to do.
We got rainy weather coming up. I'll take a nap in. Probably won't, but it's be nice to think about it, wouldn't it?
Yep.
I believe I about could go take a nap, but I ain't going to yet. We got weather without rain that's good to work in, and I'll get something done. I'll take a nap when it rains.
There you go.
I reckon. If it
Tiger
does
says
rain.
she's taking a nap now.
Tiger takes a nap all the time. Just look at her.
Every day.
Sorry, dog.